Welcome back, friends and family, to another episode of the B2DB show. Josh and Eddie are back in the dojo to talk to you this week about something really special. What are we getting into?
The greatest comic book character of all time, right?
Who's that?
None other than Kal-El, the last son of Krypton. I'm just going to give a massive warning, okay? So here in the dojo, we are super biased.
Super fans, you could say, right?
We are super men.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, he's a super boy.
You know it.
But brand new show just released on CW, Superman and Lois.
You mean The Adventures of Lois and Clark 2?
The New Adventures.
Interesting. I'm a little biased. I'm not biased. I'm a little skeptical, man. I don't know. You tell me this is something that's not Smallville?
This is Smallville season 12 to me. I don't know about anybody else, but this is Smallville season 12. Here in the dojo, everything's Smallville.
100, honestly.
He's Tom Welling. I'm Michael Rosenbaum.
Lex and Clark.
Let's go,
Clark and
baby.
Lex.
I'm ready to do this. But before we jump into the show,
Canon.
just in our timeline, right? Just before we jump into the show, if you guys want to support the show, give us a follow because we have a lot of new content episodes coming up just for you guys.
Can't wait.
So we are biased. We are Superman. The show what?
The show must go on. Let's get into it. But here in the dojo, we always
Hold on.
to Smallville.
Back in the dojo, bro.
I'm glad to be here, man.
And we're talking about something that is so close to our heartstrings. Finally, we're on episode 21 of our show. And
21.
how were we just talking about Superman?
That is what I was going to bring up, man. I was like, we're going to talk about Superman for the first time ever on this show, in depth.
As in depth as my Lex Luthor bald head can get.
And it's not going to be about movies or Smallville? What are we doing?
Well, it's Smallville season 12.
That's what this guy says. I mean,
Hey.
it might as well be.
I can believe whatever I want, right?
In that universe?
Well, it's the same universe.
Probably. Well, yeah, multiverse.
So Superman has a long legacy in media. Right?
Yes, of course.
Many films. For me, as a child, I'll never forget watching the original old school, I think it was like 50s cartoon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Superman's fighting that evil scientist, and he's like punching that lightning bolt
It's
thing.
always an evil scientist.
Yeah, Baxter, baby. And that was my first impression of Superman.
Okay.
Growing up, obviously, I'll be the first one to tell you. As a kid, I was a Marvel fanboy. Superman, to me, and we were talking before the show, and it's interesting because in this show, they make a lot of odes to the lore, the rich history of Superman. And
And you're talking about the show Superman and Lois, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be bouncing everywhere.
Yeah, I don't even know if we said it, but yeah, Superman and Lois.
This is a brand new show from CW, and we grew up loving a lot of things. Like as a child, I fell in love with Superman.
Was it the movies for you, or you said
It was the animated series.
The animated series
is what really hooked me.
Okay.
But I didn't like Superman as a kid because I thought Superman was boring.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and we were talking about
Superman boring.
Yeah. And it wasn't until really I became emotionally attached to the last son of Krypton. Was CW's Smallville.
Yes, Smallville. And that's interesting that you said that. It's because that's where I fell in love with Superman. That's where I became Superboy himself. You know, Superman, yes, the comic books and the animated series I had seen, but growing up, much like everybody, it was like Spider-Man and Batman, right? Spider-Man, Batman, but not until I was in high school. Smallville was coming out. Me and my brother sat down and we watched Smallville.
Yeah.
This show about Superman who wasn't really Superman yet. So it was
It's a Clark show.
the journey of Clark Kent till he becomes Superman. And that, for me, I had never really seen that. The movies always skip over it, right? It's always, he's Superman already.
Superman, yeah.
And in this new show, the thing that you did like about it was they got all that out of the way in like the first like 5-10 minutes, right?
And it's what we were waiting for as Smallville fans.
To see Superman on the
As
screen,
Superman,
on TV, right?
Yeah. And I know this is something in our friendship is I haven't sat down and watched season 10 of Superman.
I'll kill you.
Because I got this thing with TV shows, man. Sometimes video games.
You don't want it to end.
I don't want it to end, therefore I'll never finish it. It's something I do. I don't know why. And Smallville is definitely something very emotionally connected.
Well, the end of Smallville will make you want to always hold on to Smallville.
Yes, sir. And we definitely going to watch that and talk about it in the Watchtower in the future.
Oh yeah. Or in the past.
But so I was we kind of talked about this show. We knew it was coming. These characters have been around on CW now for what, a year and a half ish.
All I got to say about that previous to this show is yikes. We watched some footage.
Yeah.
Of these same characters previously before they got their own TV show.
The Crisis on Infinite Earths. Right?
And they brought back my boy Tom Welling, Kal-El himself, Clark Kent.
And Erica's Lois Lane.
Ooh, that scene between them two is so beautiful. I just miss Michael Rosenbaum, Lex. Get that other Lex out of here. What are they doing? 2.5 men actor.
That was terrible. That Lex Luthor was by far the worst in the CW's
Tell me they
Legends,
couldn't get
right?
Kevin Spacey?
Is it Legends?
Yes. Legends of Tomorrow, or I don't know.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
It was something.
It's all over the place, and I know it's confusing for people that aren't in the CW multiverse world. But as of right now, as of where we stand,
DC did it first.
As of where we stand, Smallville is canon to this show,
and
right?
Yeah. And to the movies.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Crazy, yeah, because Ezra Miller
it's all
pops
multiverse.
on and he's like, "Hi, I'm Barry Allen," and they say it at the same time. He's like, "No."
So Victor told me this would happen.
I caught that too. I never caught that.
And so it's interesting. So we just watched. There's so much with Superman.
So much. Overload.
And I'll never forget when I first met you. I don't even know how it came about. Maybe I asked you, what did you do last night or something? You're like, oh, I was watching Smallville.
Yep.
And I just gave you that Lex Luthor look. And I was like, excuse me?
He's like, what did you just say, Clark?
Not a lot of people. I've not met many people at all that enjoy the show.
No. Who even know what Smallville is?
I was working at Blockbuster. My manager, I guess we were talking about comic books.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Smallville, and he was talking about, I was like, that actually sounds really good. And he was like, he was all into it. He looked over, he was all, I'll bring you the first 3 seasons tomorrow.
And see, that's how a Smallville fan is. It's like, no, you got to experience this.
Yeah.
You got to see it for yourself. So that's really cool. He shared that gift with you.
Yeah.
The gift of Smallville, the gift that keeps on giving. 10 plus seasons. Season 12, right? Superman and Lois.
So in Smallville, we're just gonna talk about Smallville, okay? So in
Not even a Superman and Lois show.
So Smallville lasted 10 years. They released a follow-up, which was considered season 11 in the comic book form.
This man bought me that comic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And now CW has gone through so many DC shows. It's almost a laughing stock, right? Everything is mocked. Shows sometimes don't even get past a first season.
Yeah.
And it's very bad quality.
A lot of nightmares.
But with what was so beautiful about Smallville, and yes, it's early thousands. Yes, some of it's super cringe, but
a lot of it still holds up, though. I'm gonna say that
because us true fans, we hold on to Smallville.
True believers.
And we talked about it. And when Man of Steel came out, Zack Snyder
changed the game.
He was a huge fan of Smallville. And so he used a lot
of those same actors that like
Yeah.
came from Smallville, even had like the same names, like
Amy
Emil
Adams.
Hamilton. Amy Adams was in Smallville. Lois Lane in Zack Snyder's
Yeah.
everything. They include Pete Ross. They include so many characters that, of course, yes, are in the comic books, but never really got their day until Smallville.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always started in Smallville,
And
everything after that
I like
is what we have now.
if you're not a fan of DC, especially, you know, if you're Marvel fanboys, you kind of scoff at DC CW shows, you know?
Yeah.
But, and I mean, I've had hardcore DC fans sit there and laugh in my face and say Smallville ain't nothing. But it's just like, we would not be here today
Oh, yeah.
if it was not for Smallville.
Yeah.
Smallville created a foundation that it paved a whole new way for expressing these comic book characters and stories on screen as a drama.
And so you'll notice we say the word Smallville a lot during this episode, much like Superman and Lois's premiere. I think it says it, like you said jokingly, something like 50 times, right?
It's got to be at least above 10 times they mentioned Smallville.
And why? Because they're drilling the fact that they would probably not be there if Smallville had not paved the way for a show like this show, right? And I think it's very telling and very beautiful that they start off in Metropolis, where Smallville ended and would have continued, right? They start off in Metropolis, and then they move back to Smallville.
Yeah.
So you got to go back to the basics where it all started.
Yeah, the Kent Farm.
Where it all begins again.
So
Smallville.
if you're not aware of our show, we're just gonna throw out spoilers. So if you have not watched the show, you can watch it on the CW app. We are not sponsored by CW. Maybe one day,
But we should be.
yeah. Watchtower,
Smallville.
But once I watched this, we neither one of us had any anticipation, or not anticipation, but
No excitement really from, at least on my part.
I sent you a couple trailers before it came out.
I was like, nah.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, Smallville.
and
I was like, let's do that episode.
I told myself, hey, it comes out the day after on the CW website, right?
Yeah.
So you can watch it over on the website. And I woke up, what am I doing today? Jumped on a computer and I was like, I'm gonna make some food. I'm gonna sit down. I'm just gonna watch it. And and this is for me. It's been a few years now. I don't like watching a lot of trailers. I don't like accumulating all this knowledge on behind the scenes and all these things before movies or shows come out. I'm just like, dude, watch a trailer or two, push it out of your mind.
Yeah.
Don't set expectations because you're always going to be disappointed.
Wait to be surprised, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think if I had got really into it and like watched all those like Crisis on Infinite Earths things before, I probably would have not wanted to watch it even more.
Yeah.
Because we watched the episode and then we went back and watched that stuff, and I was like, thank God the show went this direction, because if they had kept it really like cheesy and really low budget like they did on those other shows, I probably wouldn't want to watch more, to be honest.
So we watched the first 2 episodes back to back.
Yeah. That was an experience. I just got to say thank you for that.
Yeah. I got done watching it, and I started texting you and my other buddy, and I was like, I was pacing around my room and down the hallway, and I was just like, what just happened? I felt like a fish that bit the bait. I'm hooked, baby.
And I'm on the other side of the phone, like,
rolling your eyes.
What are you talking about, bro?
I was going off. I'm like, oh my God, we gotta watch
best. You gotta watch it.
I was, and here's the thing. Like Smallville's in my heartstrings.
Oh yeah,
it's part of me. It's everything.
It's very deep in there, man.
Yeah, and I watched this, and I watched The Flash. I've tried Green Arrow. I watched an episode of Batwoman.
Justin Hartley is my only Green Arrow, bro.
Yeah, Justin Hartley all day. He's my Green Arrow and my Aquaman, by the way.
Dang, he went there.
Yeah. By the way, if you've never seen the Aquaman pilot, there is a CW Aquaman pilot.
With Justin Hartley as Aquaman.
I had that. That was like one of the only things I had downloaded. I paid for it, and I had it downloaded on my Xbox 360.
It's a special feature on one of these Smallville.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool.
The whole episode.
I loved it.
Check it out.
I actually really enjoyed it. But with this, I watched it, and I was like, Eddie needs to watch this. Not just the fact that you need to watch it, we got to watch it together.
Yeah.
Because it gave me the same feelings as Smallville did.
And me going into it, I was like, no way. No way, bro. I was like, I get it. I was like, but I just hope like I'm not on the other side of this like same coin. Like Josh loves it. I was like, but I'm probably most likely going to be like, not for me. And I was like, I hope I'm not. But just going into it, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. And I was like, I don't want that to be the outcome.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I would love to share it with you, you know, and enjoy it. And I was just like, but to me, like, it took a long time for me to, like, get into Man of Steel and accept that as, like, the new Superman.
It took me at least, like, 6+ watches to even start saying I liked Man of Steel.
Yeah, because don't get me wrong. I really liked it when I saw the movie. I saw it in theaters. I remember turning to my brother, like, holy shit, he just snapped that dude's neck. Like, that's not Superman, bro. And he was like, yes, it is. And I was just like, but I want to see Tom Welling on the big screen, you know? I was like, give me that. And so it took me a long time to move on from that. Mm-hmm. And then now I'm fully into those films. And I'm like, I just want to see more of that, right? And now we have this new show on the CW again. So it's almost like PTSD. I'm like, wait, no. Like, that's reserved for Smallville.
And you had mentioned... Oh, go ahead.
And now we have this new show.
Yeah.
And so for me, I was just like, really different.
First pilot episode, we'll get into some of the basics, but there's a scene where Lois and Clark, they're sitting on the porch of the Kent farm and the house, and Lois tells them they're talking about dreaming of the future and how reality is harsh, and when we dream of the future, you know, we don't see or dream about some of the negatives of life. And when I was watching that scene really hit me, and it was at that moment where that's where I felt hooked. I was like, whoa, this show is just like, whoa. And we had paused that, and you told me the exact same thing. And when I was watching Smallville, when I had got caught up, and I it had to be like season 4 or 5, I want to say, maybe season 4 or 5, when me and my brother started watching Smallville on the CW, we would get together every single week after work, and we would sit down and designate that day. We would watch Smallville for me and Supernatural for him. And it was back to back, which was some of the greatest TV. But for me, and you had we paused it, and you were looking at me, and you were just like sinking in your chair, and you're like, and you were like, wow. Yeah,
I literally had to say, I was like, I think I even said, I was like, fuck.
Yep.
I was like, dude, now I'm gonna have to watch this show every week, because just like you said, the light switch flipped on, and while she was saying that exact same thing, that it hooked you without even knowing that it hooked you.
Yeah.
I was like, something just changed, and I was like, now I'm invested.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, now I'm going to have to watch it. And for me, it's a big thing, because the last 2 shows to really like have me on a weekly cycle watching every week have been Walking Dead and Smallville before that. Mm-hmm. When Smallville ended, Walking Dead had just started up, and now Walking Dead is ending, and now this show is starting. And so it was just this crazy cycle where I was like, if a TV show can hook me like that and have me wanting to see what the story is for the next episode and the future on, hopefully it's going to be really good. But to share it with people and watch it weekly together, That's a really damn good show, man.
Yeah. So
to create that emotion.
Yeah, so here in the dojo, we are going to continue that tradition of the original days of Smallville. And
Too bad it's not on Thursday nights, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I know back in the day, Smallville was on Thursdays, but then it switched
to Fridays. More prime time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it comes out every Tuesday, but we're going to be watching every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
And I got nothing good to say, but let's get into this.
Nothing good to say.
I mean,
what?
My bad.
Nothing but good
to
things.
say. Yeah, that's what I meant.
So let's talk about the characters. What?
So this is a different type of Superman story.
Yeah, something that's never been told before.
Yeah, and that's what I had first told you, and I had told my other buddy Diggler is that it was you can't go into this thinking it's going to be
the same old Superman story. Yeah,
this is a family-oriented story,
and that's what I love so much about Smallville. And I'm gonna say it again: Superman is Smallville.
Smallville's anchor
is the family.
It's the family, and outside of the family, it's making your friends family.
Yeah,
it's all about friendship.
Pete, Lana, Chloe.
We won't talk about them allegations. We still love you.
Is there a Chloe in this show? We don't know. It seemed like it. They never named her. So
yeah, episode 2. She had that. So yeah, we'll get into that. So Superman and Lois, they get married, and now they have twins, which is very interesting.
That's crazy.
And I'm gonna go back to the Mallrats, Kevin Smith's Mallrats, where they talk
back shots,
where they talk about how there's no way that Superman and Lois Lane could have sex.
Kevin Smith, where you at?
Yeah, Kevin Smith.
Jason Mewes, I know you out there.
But no, they have kids, and which is cool because this is a very different story.
He would have shotgun through her whole back, bro.
Yeah, we'll keep it PG. But Super Bang,
Super babies,
Super Babies, Super Boys, little Super Boys. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and we were talking about it. We were watching the show. Is these two new kids, right?
Yeah.
You have, they're very yin and yang.
Mm-hmm. Completely opposites.
And for us, we were talking about how it was the classic Smallville, Lex and Clark.
Yes.
The
Superman has kids, and his kids are literally
like a new generation of Lex and Clark. So one has social anxiety and a couple other things. So he's
rage.
He's on medication, and Clark is monologuing, and he's saying like, while one child, which he named Jonathan. Oh,
dude,
Jonathan Kent.
Yeah,
by the
and
way.
to name him Jonathan.
Yeah,
after his Earth father. And he's like the good child.
So yeah, you have this like good child, and you have like this. I want to say bad child, but he has more problems, right?
He's a misfit.
We're all misfits.
He is though, right? Like
there's the scene, and
he's got issues.
I just, man, watching that first pilot again for the second time is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it a bunch. So Clark goes into one room, and the good child, he's like a jock, right?
Yeah.
And he's got a girlfriend. They're in Metropolis, and he's like, "Oh, I made the team, Dad." He's all happy.
Dude.
And then he goes into Jordan's room, and he's playing Injustice 2, and that's
crazy.
Which is funny. He was like, "Oh," and he's like, "Superman's on the screen," and Clark is like, "Oh, you're Superman?" No, Superman's boring. And Clark's just like, "Whoa."
You can see it kind of hurt him though, right? It kind of like ooh, a dig, but he can't say anything because his kids don't even know that he's Superman.
And when he walks out into the hallway, he leans. It's so damn good.
It's very emotional.
He leans up against the hallway wall in the middle of both of his sons' bedrooms.
Yeah.
And he looks down on his phone. He's got like a missed call from his mom, and he calls his mom. He calls Martha.
Martha!
Why did you say that name?
It's her name, damn it. Get over it.
And that scene, as a lot of scenes, it's very well done.
Very.
Very well done, and
Whoever's writing this,
they did a damn good job. Whoever directed
damn
it,
good job.
the music, everything. There is like the crazy crossover that Doom guy.
Oh, I knew you were gonna bring up Doom guy.
So I can't say this enough, man. He looks exactly like Doom guy. Spoilers, by the way.
He's Lex Luthor. Spoilers.
Lex Luthor,
Captain Luthor
from another world.
100. Yes,
Yes.
give it to me.
So, what was your thoughts going through the episode?
Oh, there was a lot that I was thinking, dude. I was constantly comparing to, like just visual shots, little Easter eggs, things all throughout. I was like, oh, that's from Smallville. That's from Superman Returns. Like the suit looks exactly the same, short cape and everything. And I was just like picking out little references from like every iteration of Superman that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it was all in this like first episode. And I was
Very
like,
well done.
that will get any Superman fan on board, because they literally were like, oh, are you a fan of Christopher Reeve Superman? Well, here you go. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the creators, they're in the episode in the background, like their names.
Referenced, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like,
There's a lot of Easter eggs.
the things that they did and the thoughts that they had to include everything in this episode was really on point.
Mm-hmm.
So me as a Superman fan, knowing the lore and everything, you very much appreciate it. It was like, okay, I see what you're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see it. Kryptonian language straight from Smallville, and I was like, yeah, dude.
First ever live adaptation of the Action Comics, right?
Oh,
Superman
yeah.
suit.
Yep.
Absolutely
The
love it.
classic car setting down.
Absolutely
everything.
love it.
My mom made it for me.
I love that scene. Cool suit.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's so happy and chipper to be like on his first save, like Superman.
And you see that he was a younger Superman, and you could see the hope in his eyes. You can see, like, the actor did very well, and he's so hopeful.
Yeah.
But when you see him with his family,
He looks
he's
very
always
stressed.
looking out. And Lois
Yeah.
even says, like, you're swimming in
Where
your
are you?
head.
Yeah.
Like, what are you lost in your head about? Like, you have a job. And I'll be honest, man, I was not on board with these actors.
No.
Right?
I was going to say it. I'll straight up say it.
I was like, what the hell? What is going on here?
I did not like the choice for Clark Kent Superman. I was like,
I didn't like
He's
Lois.
He's got stubble, facial hair, doesn't even really look like him. I was like, he is kind of buff, but I was like, nah.
Until I watched it.
Yeah.
Watching the acting, watching the direction these actors are going in. Like I said, I'm 100% on board. I'm steering the damn ship. I'm not even on a ship.
The pilot director did a really good job.
Lois, I like this Lois. I'm a huge fan of Lois Lane. She's a very strong woman.
Erica
Lois
Durant
Lane.
was Lois for me, bro.
Yeah.
She's takes no shits, gives no fucks, and this girl held it up.
Yeah,
This new one.
And I love how there's this balance that. This is interesting too, because I when I was texting you after first watching, I was like, dude, you just gotta realize, go into this with the idea that this is all about family.
Yeah.
Clark is balancing from being Superman for the world and being a father for his children and a husband.
Dude, all three, all in one.
It's crazy. And Lois is like, the world will always need a Superman, but this family needs you
more.
Yeah, it needs you more.
The classic battle, the work-life balance, and for Superman, it's like people's lives are literally at stake. But then he even says, like, I can't lose my sons. Like, I can't lose them. That's why he doesn't want to tell them about his powers. He's afraid that if he tells them, he's going to lose his children in some way, shape, or form. Like, they're going to rebel or push back. Like, oh, you never told me. And you see a little bit of that. See that classic, like, oh, how come you didn't tell us, like, your secret, like, that we're weird. The kid even calls him an alien, and he's like, I'm half of whatever the hell he is. That little kid, and I don't know if he was on Red K, no, because it's the ship key, huh?
I got to pick your brain because lots of different kryptonites.
Oh yeah.
There's lots of different type of kryptonite, right? In Smallville, you learn there's many different colors, and they
green, black, silver.
They affect
gold.
Kryptonians differently.
Yeah.
And in this, the boys, that is an emotional scene when he's yelling at him. And I just got to say this, dude.
He gets in his face.
Growing up, you did not speak. If you're a child, you did not speak to your parents the way this generation of kids. And that's the one thing I watched. I was sitting there like, you better grab your nutsack, Clark, and you better put these kids in place, dude.
And it seems like he's very like, he holds back a lot.
A lot.
Because I think he understands like, yeah, it's probably not easy for them that I'm Superman. And the fact that they might potentially have superpowers. So I think he kind of understands like, well, I went through something.
And you see a reoccurrence that they mentioned how he's always gone.
Yeah.
As a father,
that's hard,
always
man.
He's always gone.
Yeah.
But the thing I wanted to pick your brain about was the kryptonite. And you learn in episode 2 that was not kryptonite.
Yeah.
It was
the ship key.
It was the ship key. Yeah.
So I had thought, because it looked kind of orange, but it was kind of like see-through. I was like, maybe it's like an amber, like red.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe it's red K, and that's why he's like going off on him, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just the ship key, which I kind of thought too, because the ship produced it, and I was like, well, why would the ship give him red K? Like, that makes sense.
That's why I wanted to pick your brain.
Yeah, so I was like, it's probably the ship key, and then it turned out to be it. And he took him to the Fortress of Solitude.
Episode 2, we got to the Fortress of Solitude.
Proposed to Lois there.
But
also.
yeah, at the end of episode 1, the big kicker is Doom Guy is actually Lex Luthor.
Captain Luthor.
And that was really cool because not only did we get Action Comics' first live action adaptation of that suit.
Yeah.
In the same pilot, we got to see the one thing I love about Lex the most is when he's in his power suit.
Yeah, his Doom Guy suit.
And he's fighting Kal-El, the last son of Krypton.
You're going to get me triggered right now? Because he literally stabs Superman with kryptonite in the chest. I'm sorry, Smallville Superman would have been dead. But
that was the one thing that was confusing.
But then I said, well, because I was like, well, he literally just ripped it out, threw it away, and was like, fine. And I was like, so we're not just going like speak on the fact that you just got stabbed
with kryptonite.
I'm
and
like,
he pulls it out before he even lands.
Even in Superman Returns, like he got stabbed in the side and almost fucking died, dude. Like,
but the thing is in that moment, all that stuff's happening. He's seeing Lois and he's seeing his children.
And he heard them. He heard Lois's voice, I think, right?
And what if...
And she said, come home. Ugh.
What if...
The same thing his mom told him.
Yeah.
So he probably just...
But what if that, Superman has a family now to fight for?
That's his, everything.
Yeah, he has... like something... Motivation? I'm trying to search for the right word. He has some more to lose.
Yeah, he said he has something to lose, and so that is gonna like snap him out of it and be like, "No, I gotta live," because he was falling, man.
He was jacked. Fall. He was all sick. You can see his sunken eyes.
Yeah, he was in free fall. He was gonna die.
Lex's little monologue.
It was almost as good as
I got
Lex
chills right
from
now.
Superman Return, where he was like, "Now fly." It was very similar.
What did he say? He said like, from dust to dust.
Yeah, he stuck him, and he was like, from dust to dust, and broke it off, and just let him
fall. So let's jump into episode 2 real quick, which is crazy because you learn a lot.
You learn more about Lex and where he's from.
Lex is from a different multiverse. It's from a different planet, and on that planet, we saw black suit, evil Superman just decapitating, shooting his, what does the show call it? Ocular
production. I don't know.
Ocular energy explosion or something. I don't know.
Just call it heat vision or laser beams, whatever.
Yeah, call it laser eyes. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But so that was really cool. And in the first episode, I'm backtracking, man. I drank a big old Red Bull. The first episode was cool because you find out, fly, baby, fly like Superman. You find out the episode's trying to catch you in this trap of, you think this kid, you think Jonathan has the superpowers.
Yeah, because he's like super strength.
But it flips it, and it's Jordan. Then you find out that Jordan is named after Jor-El.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That was interesting. I didn't know that. Much like you, I was like, Jordan? I was like, what? Why would they name him that? Like, call him like, I don't know.
That's cool. Call him Jor-El.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
You can call him Connor Kent for all I care. Like, but so much on the nose.
It was cool to see them go to the Fortress of Solitude and to see a different side of Clark.
Yeah.
Than we've ever seen.
And then they actually showed Jor-El, like a hologram.
Silver ass.
Yeah, and he was all his silver beard and everything.
Pretty cool.
He straight up tells Superman that his son will never be as strong as him. He said he doesn't even have 100th of your power. He said like the human DNA is too weak. He's too human. Did you see how Superman got mad? He was like, "No, test him again."
Yeah, we'll train.
Yeah,
test him again.
He wants so badly for someone to be like him. Did you see how happy he was when he found out like he can now share that connection with his son?
Yes, he has something to connect his kid with, and he said, and I love, man. Again, they're sitting out on the porch. Clark and
Lois.
Jordan.
Oh yeah,
remember at the end of the first pilot,
and he hugs him and he lays his head on it.
And he says, "My father was always there," and he goes, "From now on, I'll always be there for you."
It was a direct callback, I think, to Smallville with Jonathan and Clark. And the one thing I did notice is the actor for Clark Kent put his hand on Jordan.
Yeah.
He put his hand on him and then brought him in for a hug. Mm-hmm. And in Smallville, that was something that the actor who plays Jonathan Kent demanded, that he be able to hold and touch like his son. Yeah. He was like, if I'm going to be his father, then I'm actually going to do it.
Yeah.
And that was something that was his acting style.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was really cool. Like, I noticed it just knowing that. And I was like, tight. So they're being like physical, because it's one thing to talk to him, but then he brings him in, embraces him, and just creates that level of emotion, that layer.
Commander Luthor is from another planet where Superman is evil.
Captain,
I say Commander.
Captain, yeah.
Captain. And so his goal is he's trying to kill Superman.
Yeah, why he trying to do that, man?
Because in his world...
Fuck Lex Luthor.
And in his world, Superman was evil. And I loved it in the second episode was he goes, like, I forgot what happened, but basically, I think he's talking to Lois's father.
Oh, yeah, Sam.
Yeah. And he's like, but Superman, that's not our Superman. And he was like, not yet. Mm-hmm. Implying that if something happens,
like losing his family,
he's gonna break and flip, and he has nothing left to be good Superman for, because he loses everything.
World.
Lois,
and you took her from me.
Lois is the key.
She's always the key. It's always about Lois Lane. Even in the comics, when she dies, Superman doesn't know what to do, because he's immortal. He's gonna outlive them all anyways.
That scene, that future on the other Earth where Superman's evil and he's just killing people with his
cutting through them.
Yeah, his octacular energy. It was very reminiscent of the nightmare scene from Batman v Superman, and
cutting them down.
And I know you were saying that you had read that a lot of people online were doing a lot of comparisons to the pilot, that it feels, and it was really interesting. Maybe it was the best of both worlds. It's shot, it feels like Smallville, but it has this Zack Snyder
cinematic quality to it,
spice to it.
Yeah.
And so it was like the best of both worlds.
The lens flares, the wide shots. Mm-hmm. That's something that I noticed that they did a lot of, was like at least 5 or 6 times is the Kemp farm. They just have this wide shot of like a car pulling up, and they pan across the Kemp farm mailbox. That was very reminiscent of Smallville. Mm-hmm. I was like, direct, like you can pull that footage, pull up Smallville, and it mirrors each other. Yeah. And so there was a lot of odes to Smallville, Superman Returns, Man of Steel. When they're fighting in the city,
Ooh, so good.
Lex Luthor and Superman.
I was flipping around in my seat when we were watching it like a fish. I'm just like, oh, I love it. It's just so good. Full body chills all day. And but before we wrap up the episode, I do want to get some of your insight on what do you think the show is going to hold. We already know after the pilot, it was announced, it's confirmed, greenlit for a second season.
Well, you know, Josh, only Mr. Leo knows what the future holds. But if I can predict anything, because I'm not Mr. Leo, but if I could, I think this is definitely, as far as television goes, this is the future of Superman. And that's for me, big to say, coming from someone who loves Smallville. It is definitely the future, and I'm excited to see what storyline they decide to go with. Obviously, they already introduced the multiverse aspect of it.
And we do have confirmation that Warner Brothers is working on a new Superman movie.
Yeah. Weird.
So is that movie going to be a one-shot, kind of like Joker?
Will it tie in?
Or will it be part of
the multiverse?
The DC Extended Universe?
Just give me more of Henry Cavill as Superman at least one more time, besides Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
But I'm down to see whatever iteration of Superman. What about for you though, man? What do you think of this show and where it's going?
I hope they bring in some heavy hitter villains.
Oh, you want to see more, huh?
I want to see some Superman villains.
Dude, how about like a full-fledged like Metallo, like, cuz Smallville did Metallo, but I would love to see like, or even what is it? Metal Superman?
Cyborg Superman?
Cyborg Superman?
Well, so this is the thing, and this is
Reign
why
of Superman?
yeah, that'd be so sick. This is why I'm so excited for at least our first two seasons. Even if we get 2 seasons, we don't know what the hell is coming.
Yeah, what's their plans?
The multiverse is real. It's here. We seen a different Superman on episode 2. We seen evil Superman in his black suit.
Mm-hmm.
We have a different Lex Luthor. Will we see this Earth's Lex Luthor? We don't know.
Yeah, they haven't even shown him.
We don't know.
Is he even like a thing?
What's the guy's name? The little villain and I was like, who the hell is this? And you're like, oh, that's
Morgan Edge.
Morgan Edge,
a Smallville character, by the way.
Well, he's a Superman character.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But he didn't get his day until Smallville. But Morgan Edge is very much like the underlying villain. It's more of like Lois's storyline because she's trying to fight him.
Corporate billionaire.
It's basically Lionel Luthor, but
Yeah, nobody likes rich people.
And that's something that is directly from Smallville. Is these rich people are buying up all the lands, destroying the like companies, destroying people's lives, and somebody's got to fight up against it. If Superman's not going to do it, well, then Lois has to.
Superman was fired from the Daily Planet.
And then Lois quit.
On episode 2. So it's really cool. Obviously, it's sad. Martha, she passes away.
In the first episode?
In like the first 20 minutes.
Jonathan and Martha, both gone. Out the window.
And like I said, they kind of just jump into it. They wrap everything up for people that aren't huge Superman fans, and they kind of let you know, okay, this all happened. This is more of a seasoned Superman. Even Lois said when they're talking about Luthor, like, he's from another planet.
You have fought guys like this before.
Yeah.
Dude. So what kind of flashbacks can we see, right?
And this is awesome. I'm hoping to see multiple villains.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see some flashbacks with different suits.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Seeing the different suits.
I don't know where the hell this show is going.
Just don't give me that Crisis Infinite Earth suit. The
production of this show is the best thing on CW.
Definitely.
Right now.
100%.
As far as DC goes.
Whoever you got to shoot that pilot, get him back and maybe shoot a couple more episodes because that was beautiful.
After episode 2, we were just playing around on YouTube and we went back and watched the Crisis on Infinite Earths, a couple of the scenes. Brandon Routh is
so bad. As Kingdom Come Superman.
Superman. Then you had Tom Welling.
Perfect.
Reprise his role.
Perfect.
That Lex Luthor's
100%.
trash.
Yeah, he was like, "You're not Lex." We laughed at him, dude, and I was like, "Thank you, Tom. You're literally me right now."
And we kind of just did a little compare and contrast. We watched the new show, enjoyed it. Excuse me. We went and watched a bunch of scenes from CW, and it was so cringe, so bad. And I'm so happy that they took this serious.
Definitely decided to go a different route and say, let's pump some time and money and some effort. I mean, when you shoot something, you always want it to be a success. It's just, it seems like more like they have a vision for this. And that's really cool. Is to have a vision and know where it's going. And so I'm excited to see what the future holds.
And I'm excited to jump in the dojo with you and experience this because it is like a resurgence of Smallville.
Yeah, something else we can share together again.
And it's Superman, so it's
the best.
It's the best. Any final thoughts?
Always hold on to Smallville. Can't wait until next episode. It was a real blast with you, Josh, but Superman is the best. So suck it up, Buttercup. Well, super friends, there was a lot of Kryptonian knowledge to sift through in that premiere of Superman and Lois, right?
I'm on board, dude.
I am too, man.
I'm faster than a speeding bullet.
Ooh, more powerful than a locomotive.
Leap tall buildings in a single bound, baby.
I'm actually really on board with this new show. As I said in the episode, I was very skeptical, right? I was like,
I don't think you wanted to watch it. I don't think you wanted to watch it. As soon as I got done watching this the other day, I started texting you. I was like, oh, I was pacing up and down the hallway. I was mind blown.
I was holding off a little bit.
I was not expecting it.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to be fully on board with a brand new TV show.
But to have Superman on TV for the first time in many years since Smallville.
Like we talked about in the conversation, we grew up as a child. Superman cartoon. We grew up with the New Adventures of Lois and Clark in the 90s and the early 2000s. We had
many
Smallville.
Movies.
Yeah, and now, in this day and age, to get together every week.
Every Wednesday night.
And because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be watching this show like we used to watch Smallville back in the day. We're going to keep that Superman love.
Tradition going. Right?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what this future holds of Superman and Lois. Does Jonathan Kent have superpowers? We don't know yet.
I'm excited for what this show is going to bring to the table because this is far better than anything else CW is doing right now.
Superman babies. What?
Yeah, little Superboys.
Superboy.
And we are going to be talking about Superman, but on the show, but
again,
I don't think we'll be talking about Superman in the dojo.
Where would we talk about him? Where are we gonna go?
The Watchtower.
I don't know what that is, Josh. You're talking crazy talk. Might be
a little Lex Luthor going on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can't wait, man. But until then, catch us next episode. We got a lot of great things coming up, right?
Yeah. Give us a follow on social media.
Ooh.
Because we got episodes coming up. And remember, friends, stay nostalgic on that eternal quest to get back to the basics.
Mm-hmm.
And here on this show, with Josh and Eddie,
the super friends,
we always
hold on to Smallville.
Until next time.